How's everyone doing? Well, what a ceremony that was. I think we should all give Jillian a nice little round of applause. Great job, Jillian. I was actually a little frustrated. I was hoping to be able to leap over the bar she set, but I'm going to bang my head on it now, I think, which is a little frustrating, but that's fine. A special congratulations to the Hans. Great toast. Thank you guys very much for your hospitality, and it's been wonderful coming out to Boston. Mom and Dad, the parents of the groom, my parents as well. This has just been a wonderful time. And, you know, I think Shira deserves a little bit of a shout out. She's probably gotten enough of a shout out, but talk about a wonderful, wonderful celebration. I mean, and this is all on her sweat. So great job, Shira. Thank you. Really a surprise when Andrew asked me to be his best man due to my good looks and charm. But it's a real honor to be up here to you know, support my brother throughout the wedding and to have the chance to stand in front of you all today and just tell you what he means to me as a brother. Now I've heard this referred to as a best man toast. Some people call it a best man speech. I've thought of it more as a best man lecture. So I hope your chairs are comfortable. I hope your glasses are full. It's going to be a while. Now, to say it's every man's goal to marry above his pay grade, you all know what I mean. And I think I speak for everyone in the room when I say, Andrew, you outdone yourself. Shira, you look beautiful tonight. It was all I could do to get this guy shaved in a suit today. He wanted to wear a hoodie, but he cleans up pretty nice, doesn't he? I want to take this moment just to explain the period Andrew's in right now. A week ago, he graduated with a master's degree. We all witnessed his wedding today. That went by without a hitch, so good job. He turns 28 on Monday. He's off to his honeymoon. Comes home from his honeymoon. 4 days, he moves to a new apartment, and he starts a new job. Rumor has it he's also putting the final touches on the solution to the global warming crisis. I can't be too sure on that one. And all this is without breaking a sweat. And I think a lot of that has to do with Andrew, but an even bigger portion has to do with Shira. These two are a real team. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm Andrew's little brother, Stephen. Have been since I was born. Our relationship started a little rocky. The first thing he did when my parents brought me home from the hospital was bite my finger. We got over it though, and we grew up as fast friends. You know, he was always the cool head in our relationship. He sort of counterbalanced my ADD rattled idiocy. And I think the way to best describe our relationship is a picture my mom found that Andrew drew when he was only 4 or 5 years old. And it was 2 stick figures, and underneath he had scrawled the words, "Stephen, don't do it." And I heard that a lot growing up. Stephen, don't do it. Stephen, don't do it. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm alive here today to give this speech. So if you don't enjoy it, you know who to thank. You know, everyone always wanted to be around Andrew growing up, even when he didn't want to be around them. We had a neighbor named Justin Alberta, a much older kid. Older, stronger, and he actually used to lock Andrew in his room and not let him leave. And Andrew would come home crying. Don't worry, Andrew, Justin isn't here tonight. Now, Andrew's a man with a lot of quirks. I think anyone here who knows him has gotten used to them very quickly. One of my favorite is, you know, most people start their morning with a cup of coffee or orange juice. He cracks open a cold Mountain Dew. The other thing he does is when you're standing next to him taking a picture with him, he tries to let out a little laugh so it looks like a natural smile. So all I've been hearing all night is, But the other thing about Andrew, another one of his quirks, and this is a really good segue, is that he's a very loyal friend. He's had the same group of friends since he was born. A lot of people throughout their lives either have no friends at all or replace friends as they hit each stage. But this guy, I mean, if you look around at his group, he's been friends with these people since elementary school. And they did a lot together. You know, anywhere from making fake freestyle walking websites, Tony. Midnight raids on the Medina Farmers Exchange. I think you know who you are. There's a felony in there somewhere. little something they called Operation Heineken, which made it into the Medina police blotter. I'm not sure, I think I may have just released for the first time who was behind that one. So, apologies. But, you know, looking at this groomsman and everyone he's chosen to keep around him for so long in his life, you know, it really makes you question Andrew's judgment a little bit, doesn't it? Now, the Medina guys, as we call them, and also the Walsh friends, they have a penchant for making up nicknames. A lot of these nicknames are very manly, they're nature-themed. There's corn, oak, bean, berry, sort of neat, something you wouldn't mind going by. Somehow Andrew ended up with the nickname Carl Winslow. Now, for those of you who don't know who Carl Winslow is, he was the overweight cop from the family sitcom Family Matters with Steve Urkel. I've never personally seen the resemblance, but and everyone claims to have forgotten the story behind it so far. So that's, I guess, left to the unspoken word. But Carl took on a name of its own, and Andrew went by different iterations of Carl throughout his life, each one hard-earned through some act of depravity or debauchery. And it wouldn't be very best manly of me to go into the stories, but just a couple of the names are Drunk Carl, who was very popular. Unfortunately, he used to always show up with Angry Carl. And my two personal favorites were Hot Carl and Sticky Carl. I'll let you use your imagination on those last two. Now, it was tough going off to separate colleges. Andrew was my best friend, and he moved down all the way down to Atlanta. And, you know, but it was fun going down to visit him at Emory. He had made some great friends down there, Samir, and yeah, let's hear a hand for Emory. That was good. It was funny, though, because with each successive visit, Andrew started to look more and more like a homeless person. First it was the long hair, then it was the gnarly beard, then it was the clothes, and I started to fear that I would never actually have a sister-in-law. But then Andrew called me one day, as excited as I've ever heard him, and he said, I met a girl. Her name's Shira, and I'm pretty sure she's Persian. Trusty roommate Samir to get to the bottom. As Bethany recounted very eloquently, and I won't try to outdo her, last night at the rehearsal dinner, Shira became an enigma in our family. We all were desperate to find out information about her. And when we met her, dare I say, she was beat our expectations by a lot, especially given Andrew's appearance during that time. As everyone who knows Andrew is aware, this is a quiet guy. He doesn't like confrontation too much. This is the guy that on the way home from high school one day, he prepaid $20 for a tank of gas, couldn't get the pump to work, and in anger just drove away. I go, what are you doing? So when he called me and said he was going to propose to Shira, I shared a little advice with him that I wish someone would have shared with me, and that was focus long and hard on the proposal itself. A lot of guys, they plan everything around the proposal, but they count on their inner James Bond to come out. And I know for a fact that Andrew does not have an inner James Bond. This is the guy, when we were at the rehearsal dinner last night, and it came time to walk, you know, we walked through the ceremony, it came time to kiss the bride, his first reaction was to throw up a high five. So I knew and he knew, planning is key here. You're going to drop the ball. So when they called after he proposed, this was a very happy moment for all of us. But I said, how'd the proposal go? I'm anxious to hear how my advice worked. And he said, oh, there was no sweat. I actually thought of a workaround. I just didn't say anything at all. Just handed her the ring. Now, joking aside, this is not just a great brother and a great mentor and a great friend. This is a great guy. You guys have heard a lot about Andrew already tonight, but he's intensely interested in everything. Whether it's art, literature, politics, music, you know, he focuses on it. Most people, me and myself, you know, for one, in my free time, I sit around usually shirtless in front of the TV, eating potato chips under my belly button. But Andrew is writing novels. This guy has finished 3 novels. I don't know how many of you here have written a novel. He's writing poetry. he's making this beautiful art that he shares with everybody. And the groomsmen got a really beautiful taste of that last night with his groomsmen gifts, which was a custom CD, 10 songs, one for each one of his groomsmen. He had a picture that he drew and a little piece of poetry that he had found that he thought embodied that person. And you know, when you're looking at it, it's amazing because you know it really started to touch you. And then when you got to your page, you know, the chills hit. It's like, this is awesome. And then, you know, this is saying a lot because my page, the song he chose for me, was I Want to Be Naked by Screeching Weasel. The fact that I could still be touched by that. Now, you know, I'm gonna wrap it up now, but I just did want to say that I couldn't have asked for... I couldn't have asked for a better big brother. And now I couldn't have asked for a better sister-in-law. And with that, I'd like to propose a sincere and heartfelt toast to the happy couple. I think I speak for everyone when I say, you guys, we wish you all the happiness you deserve. I love you guys.